So you would think that during a video like this, I would get completely glammed up, and today I'm not. Mainly because I have to work, and I just don't have foundation or anything, so I need to get myself a new foundation. I was thinking about making this video after I get myself glammed out like crazy. I don't have foundation on or anything, no lashes, nothing. But I do have my brows done, my lips done, of course, my eyeliner, and that's literally it. Eyelashes. You know, I got my mascara and that's it. I'm making this video because I am not with my girlfriend right now. Not like that. She is at work right now, and I'm at home. I decided to make this video because it was very meaningful for me to make it, especially for this time of our relationship. And if you guys don't know, if you guys don't follow me on social media, go down below, follow me on my social media links down below. Also, subscribe if you have not subscribed. Let me talk to you guys about what this video is really about. So, if you guys don't know, the day that I'm actually recording this, it's been 4 months that we've been together. I haven't uploaded a YouTube video in like 2 weeks, mainly because just a lot of technical difficulties with my computers and it not reading my memory card and wondering why it wasn't working. And then I had to restart the video that I was making 3 times. I'm still making it. It's almost done. It's a zoo vlog that we did at the zoo. But for now, I want to push this one out because it is very necessary. 4 months. Why is that such a crazy thing to me? Okay, so if you guys don't know, and you guys probably don't know, but for about 10 years of my life, my entire dating life, my social media life, just dating in general, I have never been able to carry on a relationship longer than 3.5 months. I've had very minuscule relationships. I've had what I thought to be as long relationships, but they're only 3.5 months. And for a long time, I believed that I was cursed to never have a long relationship because of the way I treated people back in like high school. I had quite a bit of people that crushed on me. I'm not saying that I was good looking. I probably wasn't, but I had certain people that crushed on me, and then I would always go for everyone that was hard to get. You know, a lot of my relationships ended really quick. A lot of them ending because I was too nice. Let me tie that into my transitioning because I think it makes a lot of sense. A lot of people, they quoted me as the girl of the relationship because I was very soft, I was very nice, I was very sweet, I was very too nice. And a lot of women just didn't want to see that in a guy at the time. And I could tell because, I don't know, I'm just a romantic kind of person. I want to do things for someone. I'm just very sweet and to the point, you know. I'm a human being. I do get upset too. I do get into fights sometimes. But back then, I never did. I never cheated on anyone in my life, and that's the truth. So, I've always had this, very, very unrealistic goal, I guess you could say, of having a Disney-style kind of life where you just, fall in love and you're just, forever and ever together. You know, maybe I watched too much Disney when I was younger, but I always felt that way, that I need to be in a relationship it was going to be for a long time, and I was going to fall in love and stuff like that. For years, that didn't happen. I had people that I regret not saying anything to because they liked me, and I regretted just kind of the fact that I viewed what others thought about those people more than my actual thoughts myself. And I don't know if that was just Steven talking or, you know, I don't know. But from then on, I realized that a lot of my relationships were very minuscule. Like I said, people broke up with me because I was too nice. And now that I'm a female, it's a little different. It's not the whole too nice factor. Very few times it is. But I'm only viewed as a too nice person if it's a lesbian relationship, okay? If when I got into talking with guys, it was a different story. Let's mark back, okay? So I've been in relationships since I've transitioned plenty of times. A lot of them ended up because either because they needed to work on themselves, or we were meant to be, they would say, or they were working on themselves. A lot of reasons. And it was always that it was I had no control over anything that was going to happen in their heads. And that's the truth. You know, I don't think anybody has control over anybody's heads of what they really, really want. I don't know if my dreams and ambitions and goals were just too much for them, or wasn't part of their life. And you got to realize it's part of the broken road. Not everybody's meant for everybody, you know what I mean? Just because you're with someone doesn't necessarily mean that they're the one, you know? But for 10 years of going through all this stuff, where it felt like magically they just weren't into me, and then all of a sudden the next day they were like over me. And I'm telling you, a lot of my relationships partners in the past, every time we broke up, the very next day it was like it wasn't no skin off their back, and it was like one of the most hurtful things ever, because I never actually had someone that fought for me in my life. The only person that ever actually begged for me back was someone that was stealing from me money. And it's funny because after they stole from me, they were just stealing, and I caught them red-handed. They started stealing from friends, so it's like they didn't learn their lesson, especially with me. So I didn't want to take their apology and say, oh yeah, well, let's go back together, go out again. And, you know, it's whatever. You know, I was going through a lot of moments when I was talking to girls that were alcohol problems, smoking problems with just having consistency in their lives. I was stuck talking to people that were just so stuck in their own situations. I would talk to girls that were still talking about their exes all the time. I'm sorry about the water in the side. I'm just, my stuff is in the dishwasher, so it's going to be a little loud for a little bit. But what I'm trying to say is there was always something with a lot of the people, and for a little while, I was in this belief state that I was only going to find and love in someone that has problems in themselves, that just wasn't good, and they always had problems with themselves, and I felt like that was going to be my relationship. I wanted to steer away from that, so I decided to look into different people, and to not lowball myself anymore, and just go with whoever looks good, you know what I mean? I started looking, you know, I've been on social media, like, dating sites for a couple times, and you know, I met some partners, sexual relations and stuff like that, and that's whatever. They were never really anything meaningful to me. My 10-year journey of no relationships lasting over 3.5 months wasn't going very well. I had just started talking to this one girl that lasted probably about 2.5 months. We never really got together. I mean, we almost had sex once, and everything was going good. I thought this person was actually going to be someone that I was actually going to be able to be with. Until one day she just said, I'm not feeling it anymore. And she literally told me she doesn't want to talk to me anymore within 2 sentences. It wasn't no long message. It wasn't no like phone call. It wasn't like a meetup. It was a 2-sentence message saying, I'm not interested anymore. Have a good life. And it was the worst feeling ever. After that, I talked to a girl that seemed really interested in me, and she got back with her ex the very next day. So I was like going through a lot of problems. I was going through depression at the time. If you guys don't remember that, I was going through depression, and it was the worst feeling in the world, you know. And there was a girl that talked back to me on social media. It was on Facebook dating app, and she had talked to me a month prior, and she said hi and stuff like that. I said hi back, and she did not respond to me for a month. Shout out to you. She kind of responded to me now. And I decided to start talking to her. You know, at first I was iffy. I didn't know, with all this stuff that I had gone through, if I was gonna deal with another heartbreak. And we continued to talk, and we formulated a day that she could come over and visit me and meet me in person. And I'm so used to people like being late, or ditching, or what do you call it, like ghosting me, that I wasn't expecting anything to happen out of it. And when she showed up, it was great, you know. I took her out to go get some dinner. Of course, it was quarantine time, so we couldn't eat out or anything, so we just went to go get some Chipotle. And at first, I was very iffy. She was very quiet, and I just felt like this is not a very good connection right now. And I'm like, I feel like she's not that interested in me, because if she was, she would be talking to me like crazy. But when we got back home, it changed. Everything changed. She started talking to me about her life and all the things she's gone through, and it almost like reflected perfectly off of mine. And you know what's funny is that I stopped camming a while back because I was talking to a girl I didn't believe was gonna like camming. Didn't tell her anything about it. I stopped camming and stopped doing adult content, and then this new girl tells me all about camming and how she wants to do camming, and I'm like, that's what I want to do. So I figured out that she wants to do that. She wants to move to LA, which was something I've been wanting to do for years. And not only that, she wants to be a manager for a a celebrity, and I want to be a celebrity, I guess. And it's insane because it's like both of us were put together for a reason. This water is so fucking irritating. I'm tired of this dishwasher making all that noise. Seriously, you're messing up my video now, okay? So with that being said, I mean, it was it just seemed like everything about us was coming together. We started hanging out a little more. I was very hesitant the second time she would hang out with me. She would ghost me or she would stop talking to me, but she didn't do that. Eventually, we ended up moving from Facebook dating app to Snapchat. So we went to Snapchat and we're talking on Snapchat. And you know me, I'm just very lazy when it comes to texting on Snapchat. So I just kind of video text people or video message people. And we were doing that back and forth. And things got like a little more closer. We started talking in November 24th of 2020. And from that on, we talked for about a month and everything was going good. Everything was going great. We weren't together, but we were still kind of like being like romantic. We started kissing. The first date I could have met that I went for a kiss and she turned around and I kissed her cheek. So it was kind of like getting like turned down right away. But it was okay. Because later on she built into it, and that's something that I ended up just learning to do as well. Was I was beginning to like build up to all this stuff as well, and giving her space and not pushing anything into her eyes or into her head, and making her believe that, oh, if you don't date me now, I was giving her time, and everything went great. We bought ourselves a Christmas tree. We got ornaments things that she liked, things I liked, her initial, my initial. And they're still here, obviously. And everything was going good. And she was waiting until Christmas to get together with me. And it was the most amazing time ever. And that was the day she asked me to be her girlfriend. And for as long as me and her have been together, it hasn't been a very easy road. It's not like, woo! It's not like we got together and every day has been nothing but heaven. We never fought. We fight. Like, when I say I never fought with anybody in my life, I've never fought with anybody in my life until I met her. I fought with my ex-boyfriend, but that's because I was an asshole and he was very opposite of me, so I would get to arguments a lot with him. With her, I fight quite a bit. Not too much, but a little bit, and it gets to me a little bit, but I fight because I love her. And it's crazy because one day we were fighting and I told her I didn't want to fight no more. And she says, we fight because we love each other and that we're willing to fight to get through a situation. And not every relationship is perfect and no relationship is going to sit there and be, just rainbows and sunshine. There's gonna be things that are like really hard about it. She has been probably one of the most amazing people in the world. She always messages about me in the morning. She's always sending streaks to her friends that have me involved into it, and it really makes me feel happy. She's the first partner I could honestly say I've slept with as much as I have, and I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about actual sleeping into the same bed, I never slept with a partner as much as I've slept with her. So it's almost really, really amazing. And I think that's one of my favorite parts of the day is that is going to bed with her. And because I know I wake up next to her again. And it's very romantic to me. It's something I cherish a lot in our relationship is that I could fall asleep with her next to me. It's amazing. Like I said, not every day is amazing. Not every day is sunshine and rainbows, and we don't fight. We've been fighting. It's been very, very tough towards the last week because me and her are not exactly opposite, but we're not exactly completely the same either. You can't expect everybody to be exactly the same. But I'll tell you one thing. Those fights were worth it because I felt like I had a reason to fight. I had a reason to cry for her. And I never knew what love was. I always said I love you to people that I was with because I love hard. I fall hard. But I didn't know what love was at all until I met her. Until you're willing to fight for someone through anything, you don't know what love is. And when you could sit there and be afraid of losing them, you don't know what love is. And That's how I felt. I didn't know what love was until I met this girl. I fell fucking hard. I'm making this video because, well, I mean, she knows. I think she knows I'm making this video, but she doesn't know. I don't want to film it with her, around her. I wanted to film it on my own because I wanted to say what I wanted to say. She makes everything in my heart light up. If I could go back those 10 years to relive all those painful relationships, I would. Just to find out that she was the one. Yesterday, we just locked our relationship on a lock and we put on the thing. Here's the clip right now. So, I'm here with my girlfriend. 4 months tomorrow, and we are putting our love on this fence here with all of these locks of love, and we're gonna throw away the key, symbolizing that we will never ever separate. Promise, baby? You're mine forever.
Are you gonna put it on, Bubba?
No, I'm gonna put you.
Hold my phone.
I see.
Where do you want me to lock it at?
Right there, my love.
Right here? Right here?
Yes. We're forever in love. I might throw a boob out. Ready?
You hold both legs.
So I'm gonna throw away the keys, symbolizing that we will never break up. That she is my soulmate from day one. Okay, so this lock the lock and throw away the key.
Oh my god. I don't know where it went, but it went. Okay.
And after we did that, I knew that it was real. There's been many times where I believed and I worried that me and her would break up because of a certain fight. But there's one thing I know for sure. Is every time we end a fight, she tells me, I will never leave you. Don't ever feel that way. I'll never leave you. And I never left anyone either. I think I left only one person in my life, and that was because I was kind of like peer pressure to get into that relationship and I didn't want to be in it. But for the most part, I've always been the one that's been kind of like broken up with. So I think that's what kind of like me and her have in common. So that's why it always ends that way. That makes sense. That's why me and her are perfect together, because we don't want to leave the person that we're with. We both believe hard enough in that person to stay together, and that's why me and her never broke up. And I think that's I think a lot of people would break up over some of the fights that we've been through. They're not like relationship related fights. They're little small things, very small things. But some people would have probably broken up because of those reasons or those fights. But to me and her, it just never was that way. And that's why I always told her, I was worried that she would leave me. And she's like, I will never leave you. I couldn't do it. And, you know, like I said, it's been 4 months of happiness and very hard situations to go through that I had to stay strong for. I couldn't just be like a weakling and just like fall apart. I had to battle myself. I had to deal with depression, identity disorders, all this stuff to try to live out these hardships that I had to go through for the past 4 months. But they were worth it. They were worth it because every single day I get to say bye to this woman and smile as she walks out the door. I feel like I have a reason now. I have a reason to be happy. I have a reason to come home all the time in happy mode. I haven't actually had a depressing day in a very, very long time. And what I mean by that is where my head is like, what is life? I've had anxiety attacks and stuff like that because that's just the way my brain is after I took that edible. But I haven't had depression the way I have. And if it's depression, it's very freaking quick, and that's only because we're fighting. But that's how relationships are, you know what I mean? If you don't love the person, you don't care that they're fighting, and you'll just be like, whatever. But to me, I do care. Enough of the fighting and what has been the hardship of my relationship, but everything has been great. She has been awesome. I never had a relationship partner that's willing to buy me as much things as she's bought me. She's bought me clothes. She's bought me little toys. She's always thinking about me in so many ways. And it's like, I always wondered if I was ever going to meet someone that was really willing to put their heart and soul into our relationship. Or it's always going to be me driving it, because that's what it always was. I was always the one that drove the relationship. I was the only one that seemed like I was interested in the time. And it felt like for a while you're just dating mannequins. You know, you're just dating mannequins. You're like, you love them, but then do they really love you back? You know what I mean? But she's the first person I could honestly say I'm not dating a mannequin. I feel like I'm dating someone that's legitimate. I mean, I had an ex-boyfriend that wasn't a mannequin, but of course we ruined that. He was very opposite of me, and I did not like it. It was more of a situation where I should have just broke up with it, but it's whatever. You guys know that relationship. It's on my YouTube channel, which is crazy. I don't delete things. But today is the 4-month mark. Why is it such a big day? And why is the title of this video, My Curse is Broken? It's because for those 10 years of the failed relationships, and everyone has failed relationships, you know what I mean? I'm not saying they're saying 10 years of failed relationships is something that only I've gone through. Because there's a lot of people that could sit there and say, well, yeah, I didn't get married till I was at the age of 40, so that's like 20 years of bad relationships, right? I'm not saying that all of them are bad. But to me, look at it like that. 10 years of failed relationships. And what I mean by that is, none of them could exceed past 3.5 months. And one of my ex-girlfriends even told me, it was kind of a turnoff when you told me that you haven't had a long relationship like that. And it was kind of embarrassing to hear that from the person that you're supposedly liking at the time, that it's a turnoff. It's not my fault, but it's a turnoff to him. And to me, I realized, I'm like, okay, you know what? What am I doing wrong? Okay, so for a long time, I believed I was cursed, okay? It's not like, oh, I'm cursed. I said that in the last year. No, I've believed I've been cursed since like 2015, 2014. I felt like there was something going on with me, okay? And why is it important that I make a video and I actually hit the 4 months? Because it's the first time it's ever happened in my life. And I've always believed that if I could hit the 4-month mark, it would end the curse. Now, I'm not saying that I want to just break up now and find someone else and hopefully that works out. I want this to work out. I want this relationship to work out. I want it to be the best that it can be. And that's why, you know, even though I passed that mark to relieve me of the curse, hopefully that this person that really helped me relieve me from the curse is my savior and the person I'm meant to be with. And that's what I truly believe. And I truly believe that that's how she feels as well. I feel like a light has been entered in my life, especially because, you know, it's not every day that you could sit there and say that you hit a certain goal in your life that you never thought you would hit. The day 2 days before we hit the 4-month mark, we got into a really bad fight. And it was one of these fights that I believed would probably end it. And I was so worried. And it was God's challenge to me to fight for that 4 months. And I did. And we did. And here we are. What does that mean for me? That means the stress of this curse is gone. And I'm finally happy in my relationship. I'm 100% happy. I'm no longer 95%. I'm no longer 90%. I'm 100% happy. From here on out, the curse is gone. So I'm happy that I was able to finish that where it is. But that doesn't mean that I don't care if it breaks up tomorrow or breaks up next week. I still care. So I'm gonna be fighting every day of my life for us, and I know she will too. And I'm gonna say to the camera right now, Rachel, whenever you watch this video, I love you so much. I'm telling this to my fans too. You know, I care about you a lot, and we will go places. I promise you, we're gonna go places. We're gonna achieve our goals. You're gonna be in LA. You're gonna have nice cars. You're gonna have a Tesla like I promised. We're gonna have a big house. We're gonna have a family. Because I truly believe that God gives us what we truly want if we really work for it. And me crying after all those relationships that I've failed in the past was me fighting for you at the end of the day. Getting over what life was going to put me through. And, you know, to this day, if you guys don't know, this is actually my, I wear the Yang bracelet, necklace. She wears the Yin necklace, the black one. She's my night. I'm her day. I call her my knight in shining armor, not as a knight, like as in like a guy who comes in as a horse, but my knight as in the nighttime in shining armor. And I'm her day, which makes sense because I see myself as Ra, which is the goddess, the day. And it's always been that way. And down here, I don't know if I can see it. Let me see. Look in the camera here. This is an R. She has a C. That symbolizes just that we're always together, no matter what. I have this bracelet, which is basically the same thing. The Yang bracelet. She has the Yin bracelet. It's black with white balls. And I have another one that I don't have, but it's another Yang bracelet. She has the Yin bracelet, and it actually has a symbol on it. But I was washing dishes, so I obviously didn't do that. So, but with that being said, guys, here's to 4 months and forever to go. So I hope you guys enjoy this. It's a very long video, I know. I hope you guys understood what I had to say in this video. It means a lot, and I had a lot to say because I truly mean everything that comes out of my mouth about this girl or this woman. And I'm happy. I could never be happier. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave it a like, subscribe to Come Charlotte today. I love you guys lots of teardrops. And I love my girlfriend too. She loves you guys too. If she was here, she'd say the same thing. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll be going live soon, so yeah. Bye, guys. By the way, how's the teeth looking?